Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I'm out here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to do the review of another Bersa. Check this out, Argentinian brand. Let's open up the case and see what we got there. Because today we got a little BP9CC. Yes, and as you guess, the CC stands for concealed carry. Yes, check this out. Nicely compact chambered in 9mm, 3.3-inch barrel, 8 capacity magazine, and you do get 2 of those in when you buy a new one. So let's put some 5 rounds through it and see what this thing can do. Now, this is my third Bersa review. Was a variety of calibers. The first one I reviewed was a 40 Smith & Wesson. The second one was in 380, and now this is in 9mm. Now the magazines are very easy to load. You have 7 windows, although it's 8 rounds that gets into this single stack, just to make sure that they could make it as compact, as slim as possible, which is the case. Let's do some shooting. We got let's see, white little circle at the very bottom. This is where I'm gonna be aiming. Okay. Very easy to rack. Let's do some shooting. Oh yeah, that was bad. All right. Not too shabby. So let's start from the very beginning. You definitely feel the recoil, 9mm, 3.3-inch barrel, obviously. That's what you would expect. But let's start with the grip. And as you can see, grip doesn't have a lot of aggression for the most part. It's very smooth. I mean, you do have some serrations at the back. You do have some serrations at the front. Some laser pattern going on the sides, but for the most part, it is very, very smooth. Keep that in mind. So you do have to have a very nice grip over it. Now, speaking of some aggression, Bersa did implement some little bit of laser work here at the front, just so that you have your thumb kind of pressing into that cutout. Not much of aggression though, keep in mind. Honestly, I would probably consider some stippling for this. That would make it much, much better. Now, there are no serrations at the front of the trigger guard. It is just smooth. Moving on, we have our mag release. Nicely positioned button, perfect for short fingers like mine. And it is actually ambidextrous. Check this out. That's pretty good. All right, moving further, we have our slide release. Very nicely extended, so if you do want to use it as a thumb rest whenever you're shooting, you can definitely do it, because it does have some serrations to kind of grip, catch on it, and it's very nicely extended, as you can see. Now, obviously, you notice the accessory rail. That's your standard 1913 Picatinny accessory rail for your flashlight, for your laser, whatever you want to put in. Some serrations on the slide, and I actually do like these quite a lot. They are definitely very aggressive, so it's very easy to catch on your slide and be quick with it. No serrations at the front. Let's put some 5 more rounds through this, and we'll talk about the trigger, and we will talk about the sights. But before we do that, I wanted to point out a very cool safety feature which I'm a fan of in general, and now this is not unique to this particular handgun, but I do like it on whatever handgun it's implemented on. I think it's a great, great safety feature. It is the loaded chamber indicator, and as you can see here, it is located here at the very top. So, for example, right now there's nothing in this magazine. If I rack the gun, yes, it's racked, yes, it's ready to go, but yes, your chamber indicator is down, so you know that there's nothing in the chamber. Compared to, I'm gonna put some 5 rounds into this magazine, which the magazine is surprisingly easy to load. Very nice, okay? And we're gonna put 1 round in the chamber. And check this out. As you can see, your loaded chamber indicator is up, indicating that there is something in the chamber, and this gun is ready to be fired. So let's fire it. Okay, we'll try to finish up with that white at the very bottom. And the more you're getting used to this trigger, the easier it becomes to handle, to manage the recoil. So let's talk about that trigger. Now, we have about 3mm, 3.5mm, very safe, very familiar to travel. You can't confuse it, okay? And then you have this. Now this, you can easily adjust to it. I mean, it's really not rocket science. So there's 3mm and then probably about another 3mm, maybe 4mm. And then you know it's ready to go because you have a crisp break of the trigger. So actually, I think for the price that this gun that you're getting for, that this trigger is really, really good. It's very easy to get used to. And I think it's great because it's friendly for combat tactical situations, which is why you're concealed carrying a gun in the first place, right? You want to be ready, so it's not too light, too unpredictable of a trigger, not too mushy. But at the same time, if you do want to be accurate on the range, you can definitely learn your trigger, get used to it, and be pretty good with it if you know whenever it breaks. Okay, so we're done talking about the trigger. Let's talk about the sights now. Your standard 3-dot sights. Nothing crazy over here. I mean, very easy to get used to. And if you noticed something that I don't think I've seen it on other guns before, but you might have noticed this on the other side. And as you can see, it's points to fire, and there is a safe there. And this is not a manual safety switch. No, you actually do get the key, which I am not sure if I got. Yes, I did get it here. Good thing I didn't remove it. You get this, check this out, with a little Bersa. Yes, actually, you know what? I'm gonna probably remove it and put it on my keychain, because why not? So basically what you're getting is this little tool, as you can see. And with this tool, what you can do is you can render this firearm inoperable by not dropping this, but actually sticking this thing in to this part of the, you know what, let me check that there's nothing here, because safety, you know. Okay, so nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine. So you stick in this thing in here and you switch it. Boom. Did it switch all the way? Boom. I think it did. So it's now on S. Okay, so now that it is on S, it switched right back to the F. Let's see. So what it does is, doesn't lock the trigger in place. What it's supposed to do basically is lock the internal striker mechanism and so what you have to do in order to engage it is basically you have to have it racked. So now it's racked, and now you can fully turn this to safety. And now let's see. Yep, and it is locked. Yep, and we are not able to press the trigger. Now the purpose of the safety is obviously not for carrying. It's not a manual safety switch. No, don't carry this thing on your keychain. Take it out. Oh, okay, I'm in a dangerous situation. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Switch this thing. Okay, bad guy, stop. All right, so that's not the purpose of this. This is the purpose, basically, if you are storing this firearm, and it's really hard to think of a safety situation that you would need this feature. Maybe mailing this firearm and you want to save, but then again, you're gonna have it racked and the trigger is gonna be all out, indicating that the gun is actually racked. Now, yes, you do have the loaded chamber indicator, but let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? What do you think this safety feature is for? Maybe storing a firearm if you have kids, but then again, if you do have kids and it's kind of gray area and really it's up to the parents, but in my opinion, it's much better to teach your kids the basic gun safety so that they can actually see the gun. They're not like, ooh, let's see, oh, but it's locked, it's okay, right? But instead that they see the gun, they're like, no, this is a firearm, because we actually went with my dad to the range and he was shooting it, and we know this is not a toy. We don't mess with it. We know the safety features, safety basics of the firearm. Anyway, completely different conversation. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this particular handgun? I think it's a great value. I think it's a pretty good handgun for a concealed carry. I mean, I love the ergonomics, especially of the grip. Fits my hands just perfectly, and overall slim design. I mean, concealed carry, this handgun is like nothing at all, absolutely no effort, and lightweight. Might be a little bit of a turnoff for some people that is only 8 rounds in the magazine, but at the same time you have to keep in mind, in order for Bersa to be able to make that slim profile of a handgun, they had to do it single stack. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this handgun? What do you think about this review? If you have any requests, drop them in the comments below, and I will try to address them and see if we have something here in the store that I can review. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America. I'll see you guys in the next video.